Here's how to deal with mean girls and stop caring so much about what everyone else thinks. Girl, regardless of your age, there's always going to be somebody who is trying to bring you down. But your desire to have absolutely everybody like you and control everyone's perceptions of you is genuinely ruining your life. But you are not going to let that hold you back any longer because in today's episode, we are going to talk about how to handle mean girls for once and for all to reclaim your power and stop giving an F about what everyone else thinks. Chapter number 1, handling your first interaction with a mean girl. What do I mean by this? Okay, so a mean girl or a bully or whomever it is, they come up to you, they start trying to cause conflict, they're trying to make fun of you, make you feel bad about yourself, make a joke at your expense, etc. How are you going to handle this? Number 1, give yourself a hot second to feel. You are human, you're not a robot. I'm not going to go and say you're supposed to come up with a super witty response right away. I want you to know instantly and be able to remind yourself when people are trying to bring you down, when they are saying mean little comments, that has nothing to do with you. And when someone does try and provoke you, I want you to not show that you have been rattled, to not show your weakness. These mean people want a reaction from you, and the second that you go and give in and react, they win. Nobody can make you feel inferior without your consent, and you have the power right now to choose to not let the perceptions of others, what other people say, how other people try to bring you down, control your life. No matter what stage you are in life, you are always going to run into a bully, a mean person trying to bring you down, someone that is going to make a comment at your expense to validate their own choices in life. But here's the thing, once you realize that everyone's perceptions and judgments are just based on them and how they see the world, their own personal experiences, their own personal insecurities, it is way easier to detach from what everyone else is saying about you. Because you know, in order to become your best self, your most authentic, true self, you have to stay on your paper. Hurt people hurt people. When is the last time that you left a hate comment on someone else's video? Exactly. But the world is full of trolls. And why is that? It's because they feel bad about themselves. There is something that is provoking them, either in that video or in life, and they use mean comments, whether it be online or in person, as an outlet to get out their anger. The reason they make fun of your looks is because they are so deeply obsessed with their looks that their looks define who they are, everything about their life. These people are the types of people who do nothing but talk crap behind your back because they have nothing else going on in their own lives to talk about. Or when they do talk about themselves, nobody listens. Which leads us into chapter number 2, which is so interesting, and that is the psychology behind bullies. Why do people bully, regardless of if they are 5 or 50? Did you know that bullies through grades 6 to 9 are 60% more likely to have a criminal conviction before the age of 24? A bully is also 5 times more likely to have a criminal record in their lifetime. But studies often show that bullies have very low self-esteem, which can be super confusing because a lot of the time, the people who are trying to bring you down, those people who are making mean comments to you, seem like they're really secure in themselves. They seem like they're really confident. They even might seem like they have it all. In reality, bullies come in so many forms. And the victims of bullying also come in many forms too. Bullying is not like the 2000s movies where there's a stereotypical nerd who gets bullied by the popular kid. There is so many different types of bullies throughout all these different types of cliques in life because we all struggle to be human. We all struggle with our insecurities. We all are just going through life trying to do our best, but the difference is the people who want to become the best version of themselves, which is you, the people who are working on themselves, they know and understand that life isn't perfect. They're not going to be perfect. And so they accept their imperfections. They accept this concept of failing and failing publicly to become successful. They embrace the cringe because they know that doing cringy things just means that you are doing something different, thus needing to do something different to have the life that you want, because otherwise you would have just lived the mundane life, the typical life, which is also fine too. But here's the thing. Bullies, on the other hand, feel uncomfortable to be human, just like we all do. They get angry, they get sad, they have deeper issues going on at home or in their head. And instead of trying to work on themselves and understand that everyone feels this way, they instead think it's easier to project their own insecurities onto others. This gives them the validation that they need to feel like they are a good human being, to get the validation from other people when they laugh, when they engage in the bullying. It gives them what they need to feel like they belong and fit in. People who grow up in very high conflict households often are people who bully. And that is because they mirror toxic behaviors that they see at home. For instance, a kid or a teenager might see their parents yelling at each other, might see their parents belittling each other, hitting each other. So what do? They go and mirror that aggressive behavior out at school, out in the workplace. And now, is that an excuse? No. And I know what you're thinking. My life's hard too. I struggle too. I have insecurities too, but I don't use that as an excuse to go and belittle people and make people feel bad about themselves just so I can feel validated. And the answer is totally, absolutely. But the fact is that some people struggle with this level.
Spotlight shine bright all on me. Got the internet talking like, who is she? Whole world.
Emotional intelligence. They don't know how to heal themselves. They struggle with that. That's uncomfortable. So what do? They look at people who have the life that they want, rather that be a very safe household, rather that be feeling confident to go and try something new. And to them, they think, oh, I could never do that. I could never be different. Everyone's going to make fun of me, because they're using how they feel about themselves as a benchmark to judge how you live your life. Found that many bullies target those who they are jealous of, rather that be better looking, rather that be they're very kind, rather that be they're a better athlete, better student, etc. Psychological science found that people who are perceived to be successful and attractive actually are more likely to get bullied. And in the world we live in today with social media, it's so true. Think of anyone who is famous. The people that you love the most, the people that you idolize, have hundreds of thousands of haters. So stop taking the opinions of these other people that are bringing you down, making you feel bad about yourself, seriously. If you do anything different that is out of the ordinary, be prepared to be talked about. Be prepared to be judged. Be prepared to have people not like it, people trying to bring you down. Anyone who is anyone has haters. That is not a bad thing. At the end of the day, as long as you are making good, healthy decisions for you and towards other people, treating people with kindness, and you can go to bed at the end of the day and say, I am a kind person, I did my best today, that is all that truly matters. It doesn't matter if you fell on your face and everyone laughed. It doesn't matter if you tried to perform on stage and you messed up in front of hundreds of people. Every single star has done that. Every single person who is anyone has been there, has publicly failed over and over again. Do not let your fear of being perceived, do not let bullies keep you from reaching your full potential. If you are in school and there's people who are making fun of you, people that are bringing you down, a mean girl who keeps on is talking behind your back, saying horrible things about you, move on. Do not entertain it. I am telling you that person is not going to reach half of the potential that you will. And you need to keep reminding yourself that you are not responsible for the actions of other people. You are not responsible for every single person being happy or every single person liking you. You don't like everyone. But the difference is you don't go and belittle people just because you don't like them. You have that thought and you move on with your life because you are a normal human being. Bullies lack control in their own life, and this scares them. So what they try to do is gain control through making people feel bad about themselves. And even if you had your entire school making fun of you, you feel like you were hated by everybody. Did you know that the anti-bullying organization found that 40% of bullies don't even remember their victims? This proves it's never personal to begin with. Understanding this is going to allow you to detach. So when you go out into the world, no matter where you are, you could be in a coffee shop and someone is judging your outfit. You could be giving a presentation and stumble and someone laughs at you. Whatever that is, do not let these people bring you down. Do you want to know that the best way to make a bully stop? Not feeding their ego. What does this mean? They want a reaction from you, from other people. The second that they don't get a reaction from anybody is the second where they actually feel embarrassed and they stop that bullying because they don't get the validation that they were craving so much. Now I know what you're thinking. Okay, well, that's easier said than done. Like, how do I deal with these mean girls? How do I deal with these bullies? Now, girl, I am 26 years old and I have made it through high school. I've had my friend breakups. I've completely redeveloped my entire friend group. I had absolutely no friends at one point, and I've lived many lives in those 4 years of high school. I went from having tons of friends to having no friends, from being bullied to being the prom queen. And I'm going to share all of my tips on how to deal with mean girls. And this can apply to your everyday life from now for beyond. You need to learn how to laugh it off. These mean people want to get a rise out of you. They want to make you feel small. But if you act like their insults are no big deal, it's going to throw them off. They're not going to know what to do. For instance, if someone walks up to you and goes, oh, wow, what a nice outfit. What, you think you're a content creator? You can just go and say, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Yes, I am. Thanks for noticing. Just take whatever they're saying and genuinely turn it into a joke. And I can guarantee you they're going to have absolutely no response for that because they're going to be caught off guard. You can also use something I like to call the gray rock method, which is essentially like making the conversation super boring. Again, Mean girls, bullies in general, they crave a reaction out of you. But if you respond with zero emotion and you are so deeply detached because you are confident in who you are and you know exactly where you are and you're ecstatic about where you're going, they're going to lose interest super quickly. So how are you going to do this? Someone comes up, they say something rude to you. You are going to keep your voice, your face, everything about you calm and neutral. Even if you're hurt on the inside, it's okay to be hurt on the inside, okay? I'm not expecting you to just have zero feelings. But if you genuinely want this to stop, you can't let them know that they've gotten to you. All you have to do is say, okay, or all right, then literally just walk away. What does this do? This shows that you're just not going to engage, that you don't care what they think, that you don't care what they have to say about you. If you act like it's no big deal, then it won't be a big deal. And this works even if you did the most embarrassing thing. When I was in school, I was wearing a skirt and it got tucked underneath my backpack, so like everyone walking behind me could see my underwear. So obviously you know how that went, but you know what I did? I just laughed it off, pretended it was no big deal, pretended that I wasn't absolutely mortified, even though I totally was. And by the next morning, no one was even talking about it. The same thing goes with gossip. If someone goes up and says, oh, did you hear so-and-so said this about you? Number one, you have to understand that in relationships, especially with women, it is natural to talk behind people's backs sometimes. Now, with that being said, it depends on like the nature of the comment that's being said. For instance, you have to give your friends some grace. You might annoy your friends sometimes and they annoy you. And can you seriously tell me right now that you've never once said to someone else, like, oh, so-and-so is getting on my nerves, or so-and-so is making this decision and I don't agree with it? In a perfect world, we would all be able to say, no, I've never done that. But I know that you're lying to yourself. So with that being said, when you hear things like that, it's important to just give your friends grace and not take that personally, because they could have just been having a bad day. And again, it's usually nothing really about you. Those types of friends still love you. But if someone's saying something really, really mean, or spreading a lie or a rumor, something that's not true, something that hurts you, again, the best way to deal with that is not to react, to pretend that you don't care. Even if the entire school is coming up to you and you give zero reaction, everyone has nothing to talk about because you were giving them nothing to talk about, and they're proving that that was a lie all along. Because if it was true, you'd be shook, you'd want to respond. But if you don't give in to these games and you don't play their games, they're gonna have nothing to go off of and it's going to get boring. Trust me when I say I've dealt with so many situations like this, and the times where I'm like, okay, all right, whatever, it just like goes away on its own. With that being said, on the topic of just mean girls and like going behind people's backs and etc., really be careful who you have in your friend group. If you have a friend who constantly is talking maliciously about all of the other girls in your friend group, take it from me personally, be very, very careful around this person. You don't have to completely cut ties with them, but be careful what you tell them about you and about anyone else. Because often if they are talking so badly about someone who's supposed to be their best friend to you, they're gonna do the same thing about you and whatever you tell them to the other person. This person is typically a very toxic person. This type of person is not someone you want in your court. They're not on your side. Now, I'm not saying that they're a bad person. They probably, again, like a lot of bullies do, have insecurity issues. They have problems at home and they don't know how to get over that. And the reality is they're just not in their self-improvement era. They're not at the stage where they want to heal or work on themselves. But this might be an indicator to shift your friends, and that's absolutely okay. It's better to have no friends for a period of time and redefine your friend circle, to have friends that lift you up, that motivate you, that inspire you, than to have a bunch of friends that are mean girls who just do nothing but talk crap about each other. You are good enough. You are beautiful. You are smart. You are kind. You are capable of doing amazing things. Do not let other people's opinions of you bring you down, prevent you from living your dream life. Another tactic you can use for mean girls or bullies is to flip the script. This is so simple. Again, mean girls, bullies, they expect fear, they expect anger. So for instance, let's say like some girls walk by you and they go, oh my God, that's so cringe. Simply go and flip the script and just pretend that they gave you a compliment and say something like, oh my God, that's the nicest thing anyone has said to me today. Thank you so much. And watch their brains just short circuit, because they will be so confused and shook about like, what the hell did you just say? They're not gonna have a response. They'll probably laugh because you just made them uncomfortable, but I can guarantee you the more you do that, the more you're just gonna stop it right in its tracks. These types of people are not quick on their feet, and the more you just flip the script and keep pretending that they're giving you compliments, yeah, I know it feels weird, but you know what? You're actually making them feel uncomfortable in the things they are saying. You are making them feel like the weird girl, but not in a mean way. Like, you're literally just simply standing up for yourself in a very neutral manner. You're just mirroring their meanness onto them, because when you respond positively to a negative comment, they're instantly going to go, whoa, why did they respond like that? And then they're going to feel bad because they realize that they're actually being a mean girl. And they might not react and say sorry, and they probably won't. But deep, deep down, they're gonna know that they can't get a rise out of you, and it's gonna bother them.
Can't trust your AI results? Let Bullrium sift through 100.
You need to set very clear boundaries for yourself and learn to walk away when people are not treating you right. This can go for mean girls, this can go for relationships. People will take advantage of you and walk all over you if you let them. Don't. You work hard. Let's say you work really, really hard on a project and someone's trying to go take credit for it, regardless of if it's at work or school, or someone's trying to tell you what you can or can't wear, what you can or can't do. Nobody, I repeat, nobody can tell you what you can or cannot do or be in your life. Your life is up to you. You have the freedom to do whatever you wish. And the second that you let someone dictate your actions in life is the second that you lose. You're never going to be the best version of you. Because all of the decisions you made in life were just to please people. Don't be afraid to tell someone that the conversation is over, to walk away from a conversation. If someone is disrespecting you, if someone is swearing at you, if someone is yelling at you or treating you with a high level of disrespect, don't even talk back to them, just walk away. Now, let's say you try all of these tactics and none of them work for you for whatever reason. This is the time where I like to just call them right out. This is going to reverse that power dynamic because they're relying on you to feel ashamed and to stay silent. But if someone just keeps trying to make digs at you despite you trying to show them that you don't give an F, sometimes you can just ask them, like, why do you care so much about this? Like, why are you so pressed about me? You're making them feel awkward instead of you. Why? Because you're questioning their behavior. Like, why are you doing this? Like, why do you care so much about this? Like, I don't even care. I keep telling you I don't care. Like, why do you keep acting this way? And asking them to defend their own actions really again throws them off because again what they're doing has nothing to do with you. They're trying to get validation from other people in their friend group so they laugh and they feel cool. They're trying to get their anger out or feel better about themselves, but they will never ever admit that publicly, or they don't even know that that's why they're doing it. Sometimes people say mean things without even realizing that they're being mean. But here's the thing, you are absolutely not going to fight fire with fire. You're not going to stoop to their level. You're not going to be a mean girl yourself to get ahead, because mean girls are not popular girls. Mean girls are the girls who peak in high school and do nothing with their lives. It is time that you flip the script and remind yourself of who you are. I understand mean girls suck. I understand that being bullied sucks. But here's the thing. Part of me is going to hold your hand right now and say, girl, you are everything you need to be. Don't let these people get you down. But at the end of the day, I already know you've been told that by your family, by your friends, and it's still not resonating with you. So let me just roast the heck out of you in a positive way to give you the motivation you need to stop caring what these people think. Girl, let's have a one-on-one right now, okay? Why do you care so much? Why do you care so much about what these people think of you, what these people are saying about you? You know it's not true. I understand it hurts, but you know what's going to hurt more? 10 years down the road when these people are still in the exact same place in their hometown making fun of other people on Instagram because, oh, look at this person trying to do something new, blah, 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 while they're on their freaking couch scrolling through Facebook. But you are not going to be one of those women. You are strong. You are confident. You are going to go and get a career. You're going to go do whatever you want in this, even though it might be different than what everyone else wants for you. You're not going to let that stop you. You wake up every morning and you back yourself. You know who the heck you are. You go and you put on whatever you want to wear, not because, oh, what are people going to think? Because who cares what people think? If you live your life, if you dress and act a certain way to try and please people, you are never going to be happy with yourself. When are you going to realize that in order to be the best version of you, you just need to accept yourself for who you are? Why can't you do that? Why can't you accept yourself? You think that you have to be cool and act a certain way to be perceived as that girl or the it girl, but that is not what makes an it girl. What makes an it girl is someone who is so confident and assured of herself, where she goes on that street and she'll rock whatever weird fashion she wants to rock, and regardless of if people take photos of her or laugh at her or whatever, she does not care because she thinks she looks good. So that is all that matters. And because of that confidence, people are in awe of her. They love her. She is magnetic. People are attracted to her. And yes, of course, if you were a pretty girl, more people will be attracted to you, sure. But it's not even that, because trust me when I say, if you go and ask any man what makes a girl attractive, yes, they might have a list of physical attributes. But men love confidence, they find it so incredibly hot. And again, this is not about a guy. This is not about validation. This is about validating yourself. What I'm trying to tell you is none of this matters right now if you just choose to back yourself and be confident. Now, yes, I know it's easier said than done, and I know you're gonna get hurt when people say mean things. Heck, I get hurt when people say mean things. I was in a Starbucks last week, and these girls were making fun of me for taking a photo of my coffee for a Instagram reel I was making. Literally, I just did that, and they were so pressed and so stressed and went on to say like the most meanest things about me when they thought I had my AirPods in. But you know what? Am I gonna give up because of what those girls think of me? No. Am I gonna not wear what I want because those girls think of me? No. Why? Because at the end of the day, those girls can think whatever they want, they can do whatever they want, and I can stay in my own lane and get the life that I want. That choice is up to you. If you don't care about what these people are saying about you, if you choose to just stay in your own lane, focus on yourself, focus on what you can control, and try to ignore these people, you can find happiness. The second you start laughing it off or flipping the script, you will see a giant difference in the way people treat you. Because the second that you decide to back yourself, the second that you decide to be confident in the decisions you make, the world gets easier because people's opinions become quieter. These people feed off emotion. Starve them. Don't react. Stay calm. Stay unbothered. Walk away. Get support if you need it. I am not saying that it's not hard. I am not saying that you can't be hurt. But what I'm saying is staying in bed and crying about it nonstop and letting it get the best of you is going to be the death of you. Don't let them rob you of your joy. Don't let them rob you of the beautiful things that make you unique, that make you who you are. These people are not going to remember these things that they're saying. You get what you give in this world. If you are a kind person, if you are a happy person, if you treat others with respect, you will get rewarded. And here's the thing, if you're well on your way in your self-improvement journey, you're pretty confident and you're like, okay, I don't really need all of this. And once you're on the road to not giving an F about what anyone thinks of you, I want you to remember how you feel in these moments, to remember how it felt to be made fun of, to have people talking about you. If you see someone making fun of someone else, shut it down. Say, no one thinks that's funny or that's not funny. Be someone else's escape route. Sometimes all people need is a way out. Just walk up to that person and say, hey, I need you for something really quick. Pull them away, check in on them, tell them what I just told you. Pull that mean girl aside and go and say, hey, so-and-so, like, you are better than this. Like, I know you are better than this. Like,
So I'm writing an essay on cats. Cats in art history. I'm an art history.
why are you acting like this? The Mel Robbins let them theory genuinely will change your life. Because at the end of it, you can never control what everyone else is thinking about you. You cannot control everyone's perceptions of you. I always say that you can't control your first thought, which is, oh, that hurt my feelings. Or, oh, I'm not good enough. But you can control your afterthought, where you have the opportunity to redefine the narrative. I am good enough. I am confident in myself. Who cares what this person thinks? You can just choose to let them. Let them talk crap about you. Let them think you're weird. Let them make fun of you, because at the end of the day, does it really matter? Are they going to be saying the same thing 5 days from now, 5 months from now, 5 years from now? No. At the end of the day, everyone's going to judge you. They're going to judge you based on their own interactions with other humans, what they think is possible in this world. A lot of people want to go with the flow. They don't want to deviate from the norm. And if that is the life that they want, that is completely okay. But if you've determined that you want a different life, you want to go against the path, that you need to go and be able to back yourself and be prepared for a long road of judgment, a long road of everyone telling you their opinions on your life. But in the wise words of Samantha Jones, if you cared about what every girl was saying about you, you wouldn't leave the house. Just because someone has an opinion on you, what you should do, what you should wear, who you should be, doesn't mean it's the right one. You're the one giving it power. You can choose right now to take your power back. Don't take criticism from people you would not trade places with. You care so much about what they think, you're putting them on a pedestal here, but why? Why are you putting someone on a pedestal and you think they're so cool and they're so much better than you? They're a human too. They go to bed every single night, they wake up, they eat, they go to the bathroom, they are doing their own thing. So much so that what they say about you is going to have you go into tears, breaking down, going into your bedroom, locking yourself away from the world. Why? Why are you giving that person that much power? You are a powerful woman. You can choose what you want to do with your life. You can choose right now to try and not care. And the more you do this, the more you redefine your story and say, I am more than this. I am better than this. I am my own person. I know where I'm going. I see the vision for myself. I'm so excited about it. And I know it might be weird to other people. I know they're not going to understand me. But the second you get comfortable with being misunderstood, the second you're like, let them misunderstand me, I actually prefer it that way. You stay in your own lane, you keep doing you, you will live a life that is so incredible. incredibly peaceful. I was once broken up with because at a party I was asked, would I rather my kid be bullied or be a bully? And my answer was, I'd rather my kid be bullied because I know that that's not a reflection of my parenting. And often I feel like the kids who bully is because there's a problem at home or it's a learned behavior. And if my kid is bullying someone else, then that is something on me as a parent. I know that has nothing to do with my child or me as a parent. And if anything, I can step up for my kid and teach them the skills that they need to cope with these bullies, to stand up to them, to brush them off, and to move on with their life, then have my kid be the bully, indicating that there's way more deeper rooted issues with my child. And that man broke up with me very soon after I said that because he thought I was going to raise weak children. But you know what? Still, over 7 years later to this day, I stay firm in that reasoning. And after starting my self-improvement journey really soon after that point, I feel only stronger in that point. You cannot control others, but you can control yourself. How you react, how you choose to move on, how you choose to deal with difficult situations. When you are sad, it's okay to take time to wallow in it. Take a few days, get your favorite comfort foods, watch your motivating TV shows, your motivating movies, but then get up, remind yourself of who the F you are, and move on. Start back those healthy habits. Remind yourself of who you are and who you want to become. Don't ever give up. A bad day is just a bad day. The choice is truly yours to lay down, roll over, and let these people and their mean opinions get to you, or decide to get back up. And that brings us to the end of this episode of the Get Up and Glow podcast. I decided to switch up things this week and go for a different topic. Let me know your thoughts. With that being said, girly, if you love this podcast and want more of it, if you want FaceTime energy where I break down all of those walls, things we can't talk about because I would get demonetized, I have a version of this podcast called Get Up and Glow Unfiltered. It's on Spotify. All you have to do is go to Get Up and Glow on Spotify, search for any episode that's titled Unfiltered, click on it and keep clicking through. Spotify will lead you through the options. And you can subscribe for only $2.99 Canadian, less than a cup of coffee, and get 2 bonus episodes every single month where you can ask me Q&As where I'll respond to. You can request specific topics and so much more. With that being said, I hope you have an amazing week. And if someone hasn't told you yet today, I am proud of you. You are beautiful. You are kind. You are worthy. You are cared about. And now you have all of the confidence in the world to get up and glow.
I work better under pressure.